When you imagine sex, when you think about back when you were piping your girl last night, what happens? Your dick gets hard, or at least you get a semi, right? You feel blood pumping in that area. When you think about pissing, what happens? Now you kind of want to piss. Even though you haven't drank anything, you just keep thinking about pissing for 15 seconds. You now kind of want to piss. You imagine fighting a guy. You imagine it really vividly, and for half a minute you imagine how it will feel, his jaw just splattering with your fist. Just feeling that and imagining all of that. Now your heart rate is going up, right? Even though you're just sitting and just with your closed eyes, imagine the situation. Now your BPM is going up. The amygdala is a part of your brain, and I spoke about this in the podcast with Seth Dyer, and he explained it way better than I did. So I highly suggest you watch that podcast. The amygdala doesn't know what's real and what's not. All right, like the amygdala is the primal part of your brain that doesn't recognize or differentiate reality from your imagination. So when you say I'm not confident, it thinks that it's not real, and it will act in a way that makes you seem less confident. If you say I'm very confident, you might start acting more confident, even subconsciously. Subconsciously, literally. It's like the amygdala is also the subconscious part of your brain. We spoke about all the different parts of the brain in the podcast with Seth Dyer, and I keep mentioning this podcast because he explained in such a better way than I do that I feel like I would do a disservice not even mentioning that podcast. It doesn't know what's real and what's not. So affirmations, you could say that affirmations are not really real. I'll disagree with you. Obviously, you can't say I'm muscular and then you're not. You don't have muscles, right? Then you can't say I'm muscular and you're just going to develop. I'm talking about the internal parts of your brain. I'm talking about the parts of your brain, about your personality. All of these characteristics, how you act, how you speak. So affirmations is a way to use the placebo effect. It will not change physical things. It will not change the weather. It will not change these things, but it will change the way your mind operates subconsciously. How you operate in conversations, how you operate. Let's say you want to hit a PR at the gym. If you know that last time you hit that weight, and it was a week ago, you are physically capable of lifting that 405 deadlift. You know that you're physically capable of it. So if you fail, your mind has failed you. Okay, the 40% rule by David Goggins, I've spoken about that in the last video on the second channel, so I'm not really going to mention it here. You can Google the 40% rule by David Goggins, but basically you only use 40% of your physical potential. The next 60% is stopped by your mind. So if you know how to control and how to use your mind for success, you will be able to tap in that 60%. I will just leave you with this: master your mind and study your mind. Okay, neuroscience, bro. If I can put you on to a couple of people, it would be Andrew Huberman. He's a neuroscientist. He really understands the brain. Seth Dyer is kind of like biased one because I spoke to him, but he knows a lot of stuff about the human brain. And Brian Tracy, he's a millionaire who has mastered his subconscious mind. These three people, if you listen to them over a long period of time, you'll see in a year you might become a new person. Now, you need to take notes and apply what they say. So I'm going to leave you with this. May God bless you. See you on the next one.